What's up? We're back in here for another Not First Listen. I just got some new camera equipment, so I figured why not take this opportunity to make a video. I know I've been out for a couple days, but I felt a little sick. I think I came down with something and I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, but now I'm back in my good mood. I feel like I'm ready to go and shoot some videos. Now that I have all this new camera equipment, I feel all nice and spectacular and professional. Not really. And I felt the need to make this video simply because I don't feel like enough people are as vocal about what they're excited for in the coming year, so that when projects do come around or when they do arise, people aren't really vocal about their disappointments or high expectations that they might have for a particular project. I'm going to discuss that right now in this video. So the first album that I think I'm most excited for in 2017 is going to have to be Drake's More Life. Now I know a lot of people know me for my strong opinion on Drake. I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but I do get excited when I hear about new Drake music that's coming out. It doesn't always exceed my expectations or even meet them for that matter. But you gotta admit, even though Drake isn't your favorite artist, it is exciting to hear him come out with new music, even if you don't end up liking it. More Life is supposed to be coming out sometime within the next few weeks, I assume. It was supposed to drop in December, but it got delayed. I was okay with that. I mean, if you gotta take more time to make an album pretty good, I don't mind you taking the time necessary to do so. Everybody knows my views on Views, and they know I pretty much wasn't a fan of it. I mean, I liked it for what it was after my first listen, but then after multiple listens, I started thinking like there really is no point to this album. Like, it really doesn't have that hardcore hit that I was expecting from Drake. The best song on there, in my opinion, that people still probably don't play that much, Western Road Flows, Hype, and the song that was made a year before that, which was Hotline Bling. So it's a little disappointing to hear that there were a lot of tracks on there that had no replay value, at least in my opinion. And I'm hoping with More Life, he can come at us with that new, aggressive, that motivated Drake, that Drake that wants to go to the top, that wants to be at the top, that wants to stay at the top, and wants to shoot everybody else that comes for that spot down. I mean, after all, that's why I kind of became a fan of Drake, is because he knew himself, essentially, and he wasn't straying away from himself. But with this new project that he came out with called Views, it seemed like he was just going in a totally different direction, or doing something that he just wasn't familiar with and trying to make it sound great, and it really didn't, in my opinion. But hey, a lot of people like Views. It did, what, 1 million in its first week? Who am I to say anything about that? I just personally didn't like the album like that. But hopefully More Life will make me a bigger Drake fan. It'll bring me back to that moment of Nothing Was the Same Drake, where I felt like he was really on his way to do something that nobody else had really done before. He was doing something that nobody did, and that's why I became a fan of Drake. The next project that I actually am excited for is Big Sean's I Decided. That's coming out at the top of February 2017. I'm really excited for that project. I was a fan of Dark Sky Paradise. It wasn't too crazy. It had songs on there that I bumped back to back, but nothing on there that I would say is a really star-shining moment in Shawn's career, except for Paradise, because that song went fucking crazy when I first heard it. He had a couple other songs on there. I think there was a dual track with him and Kanye that I actually really enjoyed. With Ariana Grande, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. The sound of the album was really nice. It was pretty cohesive, and it had this spacey kind of mood. And I believe Blessed was on there. Blessed was another favorite song of mine. Definitely hoping Big Sean can do some big things this year. I mean, I have really no reason to doubt him. The few songs he's been coming out with recently, I actually can hear a lot of his lyrical ability, and it sounds like he wants to go to the top. It sounds like he wants to shoot every other rapper down, and this is the Shawn that I think I'm going to be more excited for, because it's a Shawn that's on a mission. The next project I'm actually really excited for is Logic's AFRICARYAN project that's coming out this year. Now, this project actually wasn't supposed to come out until 2018, because Logic said the project wasn't supposed to come out until 2 years after his Turn Up mixtape, Bobby Tarantino. It wasn't supposed to come out until 2 years after that. But he's releasing it a year early, which I have no issue with. Not really feeling the name like that, I'll be honest with you. I feel like it's a little cheesy. Logic, in my opinion, has had some pretty good album titles, like Out Under Pressure, The Incredible True Story, which was brilliantly abbreviated as TITS. This AFRICARYAN, I get what he's saying. It's about basically everybody. That's what he wants to include with this album. He wants to make everybody understand that whether you're white, black, gay, straight, male or female, that you could probably identify with a bit of this album. And his whole motto is peace, love, and positivity. He wants to bring people together, which I completely agree with. Logic, in my opinion, is that type of artist. When he's good, he's great. My only issue with Logic, or maybe I wouldn't say issue, but questions with his project that's going to be coming out is, can he do it? Can he develop that style that is 100% his own without And I don't even think it's on purpose. I don't think Logic tries to sound like anybody else. Like, people just compare him to so many other people because he doesn't really have his own, like, distinctive thing, you know? His voice is very distinguishable, but it's not as simple as, oh man, a song comes on and people hear it and they're like, oh, that's a Logic sound. Logic, in my opinion, still hadn't developed that at that point, so I'm hoping with this album he has something that he can really call his own. A lot of people have been talking about this and speculating on whether J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar would do a joint project with one another. Me personally, do I feel like it's needed? No, of course not. Do I want it? Of fucking course. It will be great. Now, a lot of people are gonna wait to Pimp a Butterfly against J. Cole's For Your Eyes Only and be like, why the fuck are we putting these two on an album together when To Pimp a Butterfly was all the way up here? And a lot of people view For Your Eyes Only as kind of a NyQuil fest. Now, I enjoyed both projects, but we all have to agree that To Pimp a Butterfly was a great project. But I'm definitely going to be excited if these two do decide to hop on a project together. They both have their own defining moments and their own definitive qualities that make them unique. And I think they're both needed in the rap game. That's where people have this insane mindset. They think that J. Cole or Kendrick is supposed to be better than one another. Lyrically, I do like Kendrick Lamar more, but vibe-wise, I like J. Cole more. I think J. Cole makes better songs, more catchy tunes, in my opinion. Kendrick Lamar is more thought-provoking. J. Cole is a little bit more soulful. I mean, they both have really good points and really good attributes that make their music just so enjoyable to listen to. Absol was actually talking about this on The Breakfast Club, telling, you know, the gang basically, oh, they're working on something. So we do have confirmation that they're gonna do something. I don't know if it's going to be a mixtape or a project or an album, but we do know they're working on something at least. Don't know when it's going to come out, but if it does come out this year, I would definitely be excited to hear it. Another project that's coming out this year is Bryson Tiller's True to Self album. Now, we all love Trap Soul. I think I was one of the biggest fans of Trap Soul. I had no idea who Bryson Tiller was until I heard his album come out, right? I had heard Don't a couple months earlier than that, right? And I didn't like it when I first heard it. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, people told me about Bryson Tiller, and I was like, I heard it, but I didn't really like it like that. And then I heard that he dropped a project, and I was like, you know what? Let me stop sleeping on this man. That's when I did my reaction to it. And I was like, this project came out a while ago, and I do want a new artist to listen to. And once I heard the full Trap Soul album, I was fucking blown away. Now, at first listen, a lot of people will compare somebody like Bryson Tiller to maybe Party Next Door, but in my opinion, he does it in such a much more of a careful and poetic way than Party, in my opinion. I feel like Bryson puts more effort into the music because he knows that he has something to prove. Party was really good. I mean, I really like P&D 1 and 2, but the third one, it was just okay. Bryson Tiller's sophomore album, I think he's definitely gonna have something that's going to really push him over the edge in terms of popularity and in terms of playability. Like, a lot of people like listening to Bryson Tiller. I don't find myself disliking any of the music that Bryson Tiller makes. Not because all of it sounds amazing, but because I just am a fan of him. You know what I mean? Anytime he's on any track, I like it automatically. With this album though, I'm expecting a lot. Like a lot, and that might be a negative. Nobody wants to have an expectation of an artist be up here, and then when the artist comes out with the album, it's actually down here. I don't think that would happen with Bryson Tiller, but I do like the mood that he sets, and I just like his music in general. I think it'll be a really dope project. I'm at least expecting True to Self to come out probably maybe February, March-ish. Not really a fan of the album title. I think it probably would be something like, I would prefer something like Got My Soul. I know he said something about that maybe being an album title, or just anything else. Just True to Self, in my opinion. I just don't really fuck with the album title, but hey, if it sounds great, then it sounds great. It doesn't matter. Now, we also have talk that Kanye West is going to be releasing a new project that's going to collaborate with all of the Good Music members. I don't really know how excited I am about that. I do know a lot of people will be anticipating this project. It's going to have, like I said, all members who are signed to Good Music, I'm pretty sure, which I don't really have a problem with or an issue with. I wasn't really that big of a fan of The Life of Pablo, but I do think Kanye might have something different in store for us. Not too sure. I heard Champions, and a lot of people told me that that was a pretty good song, and it was, in my opinion. I thought it was way too long, but I did think it was definitely a dope song, and that's actually what's gonna be on the album, like a taste of what's gonna be on the album. So I don't really have a problem with that. Cruel Winter, I think, is something that's gonna be sweet. I don't think it's going to be anything revolutionary, but I do think if you're going to have this many members on this project, it's got to be some fire, right? It's got to be something that a lot of people are going to want to listen to. And I think Kanye is good at making sounds and making music that people are going to want to go back to. I don't know if he's been doing that with his most recent albums, but I did think that he did some good things on The Life of Pablo. I didn't think it was a horrible project. I just didn't think it was anything too great for his career. Another project that I'm really excited for is Joey Badass's All-American Badass. Now, I've listened to 1999. That was a great project. I'm gonna be doing Summer Night soon. Don't worry about it. I got it. And his Before the Money, Before That Ass or Badass album that was released back in 2015 was fucking amazing. You know, like there's no artist I think who's been more consistent album-wise other than Joey Badass. Straight playability. I believe that Joey Badass is gonna be one of those artists that's gonna be remembered as this just hardcore lyricist and not somebody that just wanted to promote violence and, oh, I'm gonna pull up on you, but he's just so good at what he does that you can't listen to him and not like him. Adding to music that may be from Pro Era this year, I hear the Capital Steez album will be dropped this year. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not too sure. If it does drop, I definitely will be giving it a listen. It's an extension of Capital Steez. Gonna be more music from him that we haven't heard, and I'm definitely excited for that. I really enjoyed American Corruption, so I'm definitely excited for any new music that Capital Steez is gonna release, or not he's gonna release, unfortunately, but that is released containing him in the songs. Another project I hear is coming out this year is Travis Scott's ASTROWORLD. Now, let me just put it like this. I was a huge fan of Rodeo. I still think that's his best project. Wasn't really impressed with his projects before that. Wasn't really impressed with Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. I thought it was okay, but as far as what I know Travis can deliver, I just didn't meet my expectations. You know, I listened to Rodeo and I went back and listened to Rodeo after I heard Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight, and I was like, why is Bird such a disappointment, you know? I don't think that, like I really liked Rodeo, but a lot of people need to understand that is my favorite Travis Scott project. So when I heard Birds in the Trap, it just was like, it didn't seem like any of the tracks had any substance, added anything to Travis Scott as a person or as an artist. You could definitely hear him coming out of himself and doing things a little bit differently, but he had a couple tracks on there, like the Weeknd feature, that we had heard like 4 or 5 months prior to that. For me, it was a good album. I just didn't think it was all that Travis Scott could deliver. I know he's capable of more. Hoping that with this ASTROWORLD project, he comes and he's a better lyricist. I mean, I don't expect too many bars from Travis Scott. I know he's great on production, but I want him to evolve more as an artist, so I'm definitely hoping that he's going to come at us with some bars. A little bit more confidence and aggression. Kind of open the door to what us as Travis Scott fans don't know him as. Like, this could maybe be his way to extend us into reaches that he hasn't gone down yet and give us a version of Travis Scott that we haven't seen before. As for albums or projects that may be coming out this year that are kind of hearsay, I hear A$AP Rocky might be dropping a project. Hopefully Kendrick Lamar might drop another solo album. I don't expect one this year, but if he does, it'll be a very pleasant surprise. Nas should be dropping a project this year, and maybe Denzel Curry too. I'm not too sure. If he does drop one, I'll definitely be excited for it because, come on, who didn't like Imperial? But that's my most anticipated albums of 2017. I hope you guys did enjoy my list. If I didn't get to anything that you guys may have wanted to see, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below. Let me know what you're excited to hear from this year. Like I said before in my top 10 list that I did in 2016, if you guys don't agree with my list, you're free to leave your own list down in the comment section below. I'm back, bitches. Hopefully I sound beautiful. I spent a whole bunch of money on this camera equipment, so I hope you guys do enjoy the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, rating, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.